Thanks for joining. 10 moves. So we're going to do some moves that will help to relieve tired legs and give you a spring in your step. Okay, so the first move is standing up tall and forward and backward leg swings. So I'm going to do each one for about 30 seconds. So just lifting the leg forward and back. So about 30 minutes on this session. So there's 10 moves. Be good if you've been sat at your desk all day, or maybe you've done a lot of running, walking, cycling, driving. So just loosening off the legs. Okay, and change sides, so opposite leg, forward and backwards. So they're kind of yoga stretches, but they're a bit more dynamic, these ones that we're doing today. So they're also good as a warm-up, maybe before training or before a race. Okay, and shake out the legs. So the next move is similar, but side to side. So we're taking the leg out to the side, then bringing it in front, so out. So here's kind of loosening off all the muscles around the hip joint, maybe at the side of your legs as well. We want to be doing all these with our chest forward, shoulders back, tummy in. Okay, and changing sides. So out to the side and in front. Maybe again we want to try and push the heel away, toes towards the face, which sometimes gives us a deeper stretch, has more benefits for helping us to activate our muscles just above our knee. Three, two, and one. Okay, so shaking out. So next we've got calf raises. So basically feet about hip width, lifting up and down slowly. So this helps to give us more bounce in our legs. Loosened off our ankles, strengthen our calf, so power, bounce is what we were thinking of here with these calf raises. The feet are our foundation, so it's quite important to do calf raises. I do them while I'm brushing my teeth or waiting for the kettle to boil. And again, drawing the tummy in, chest forward, shoulders back. 3, 2, and 1. Shaking out. So slightly different is single leg calf raises. So we're pressing one foot into the floor, so left foot into the floor, lifting the right leg, lifting up and down. So we'll just do about 15 seconds each side. Three, 2, 1, and then change. So pressing our right foot into the floor, lifting the left leg, lifting up and down slowly. Three, 2, and 1. Shake out. So now a little bit of loosening of the inner thigh area. So feet are apart, feet slightly out, toes slightly out, bending the knees, just going side to side. Try to keep your balance, so one leg straight, the other leg's bent, and then opposite side. So kind of stretching out the inner thigh, maybe a bit of a stretch in the calf. You can gently pulse a little bit to get that deeper stretch. All the time while we're doing these, we want the chest forward, shoulders back. 3, 2, and 1. So here we carry on, or we go a little bit lower. So we're bringing a hands down to the right ankle, and our left leg is straight. Then we walk the fingertips along the mat. Right leg is straight, left hands are on the left leg. And a couple more. With the leg straight, we feel the stretch in that inner thigh area. Again, try to keep your chest forward, try not to let your back round. And one more each side. Okay, and then now we're bringing hands to the floor in front of us, taking our feet a little bit further apart with the toes facing forward. We come into what we call a wide-legged forward fold with a twist. So we're bringing the left hand just in front of the face and stretching our right fingertips up towards the ceiling and trying to rotate our chest to the right. And then right hand down, left fingertips up towards the ceiling, rotate the chest to the left. And opposite side. So creating a bit of more range of movement in the spine here. So a stretch for the legs, but we're mobilising the spine. Okay, and bring both hands down to the floor. Bend the knees and heel toe the feet together. And then lifting up slowly, keeping the chin on the chest to lift up and bring the head up last. And shake out the legs. So now we're going to stretch out the side of the body. So feet about hip width apart. We're stretching up the fingers up towards the ceiling and then taking the hands over to the right. Much as we can. Feel these stretch up the left hand side of the body and back to the centre. Really stretching the fingers up towards the ceiling and then hands over to the left. Back to the centre again and over to the right. Back to the centre. Stretch up tall and over to the left. And one more each side. Over to the right. Back to the centre. Over to the left. Back to the centre and release the hands. Now stretching out the side of the legs. So crossing first of all our right ankle over our left. Hands on the hips first of all, so lifting our chest forward, trying to grow tall, so drawing our ribs away from our hips and then bringing yourself forward. And from here, when you can't go forward anymore with your chest, bring the hands down the legs, so the hands can be on the thighs or it can be on the right shin or just touching that right ankle or even fingertips in front of the toes. And notice where you feel a stretch. Try to feel as though you compress all the different parts of the feet into the floor. So for example, try not to be on the outer edge of your left foot. Try to bring the inner arch down of your left foot, which might create a deeper stretch in your ITB muscle. And then from here, take your hands round to the left hand side
a micro soft bend in the legs if that helps. If you want to go a little bit further, you can keep your left hand on your left shin or calf, maybe stretch the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, just to get that twist for the spine, and then right hand down, and then fingers back to the middle, and then fingers over to your left. So now your right hand, if you want to go a little bit further, your right hand can rest on your right shin, and we can lift the left fingertips up towards the ceiling, drawing the chest to the left. See how it feels. You might notice a little bit more movement in this side. Okay, and left hand down, and we're going to come up slowly, first of all bending the knees, feel the feet pressing into the floor, and lift up slowly, chin on the chest, and head up last, and shake out the arms, and uncross the ankles, shake out the legs, and then opposite side, so left ankle over right. And again, we want to feel all parts of the feet pressing into the floor. We'll bring our hands to the hips again, chest forward, lift, grow tall, and come forward with the chest. And then when you can't come any further forward, we bring the hands slowly down the legs. So from here, again, we're just going to either have the hands on the shins, hands on the ankles, or fingertips just in front of the toes. And we're going to take our fingers towards the left. And again, we can keep our right hand on our left shin and lift the left fingertips up towards the ceiling, drawing the chest to the left. And if we want to, we can bring our left hand on our lower back, and that might help us to leverage the chest a bit more to the left. Okay, and then left hand down, and then changing side, so your left hand on your left shin, maybe right hand on the lower back, or right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Just gently seeing if we can point the chest towards the right. And then hands back down. And then we're going to lift up slowly, so bending the knees a little bit and press into the feet. Draw yourself up slowly, chin into the chest, and head up last. And shake out the arms and the legs. Okay, so now a stretch for the calf. So this is called pyramid. So it's quite nice to have a wall to lean on. So we're going to start with the hands on the wall. First of all, the right foot forward and the left toes behind. So we're kind of just pushing into both feet, maybe drawing the kneecaps up, and then walking our hands down, trying to imagine we're pushing the bottom back and keeping our back as flat as possible. So you can hold there, so I can feel a stretch up the back of the right leg mainly, with my right foot in front. You can bring your hands down your legs. You can bring your fingertips to either side of the right foot and hold there. So this one's pyramid is quite a deep stretch. And then walking back up, hands up the wall. So wherever you feel the stretch, just holding there. And lifting back up slowly, hands to the hips, and step the left foot forward. And then we're changing sides, so hands onto the wall again, and then right foot back. So your right toes are kind of just behind your left heel. First of all, we start by pressing both feet into the floor, and drawing the kneecaps up, and then we're going to tilt forward, walking the hands down the wall. You could do this on a chair or whatever you've got handy. So try and imagine you're pushing your bottom back and you're drawing your chest forward. And again, you can keep with your hands on the wall if that feels better. Or you can bring your hands down to either side of the left foot. Okay, so walking the hands back up, maybe staying in the half pyramid. And lifting up slowly. Keep pressing your right heel back into the floor. You might notice that stretch as you come up. And then hands to the hips and step the right foot forward, shaking out the legs. So now I'm coming to all fours. Okay, so it's quite nice maybe to release the back a little bit before we go into some more kneeling mat stretches. So cats and cows, really could be doing these every day. If you sit a lot or run a lot, cycle a lot, just because it's so good for the spine to work the spine in the different ways. Really simple, easy move to do, but if we don't do it, we'll soon come to the point where we can't move the spine. This move is really good for the core as well, so we can focus on drawing the tummy in as we arch our spine up towards the ceiling. Focus on stretching out the tummy as we come into our cow move, and then the cat move. Lengthen the spine, cow move, strengthen the spine. Now we're going to come into a low lunge and a twist. So from here, with a nice flat back, stepping your right foot in between your hands. So from the lunge, there's many movements we can do, and they really are the best for runners. So some yoga teachers call them runners' lunges. So we'll go through a few different variations. So the first one is left hand underneath your left shoulder, stretching the fingertips, right fingertips up towards the ceiling, getting the twist in. So we're twisting your spine. If you want to, you can bring your right hand onto your lower back, encourage the spine, the chest a little bit more to come to the right, maybe sinking a bit lower into the lunge. And then another move, maybe to assess how tight your hip flexors are, would be to bring the right hand inside the right foot. So then we're trying to lower that right shoulder so it's below the right knee. So you could come up and down, up and down. So if the right shoulder doesn't come very far down, a little bit more of these type of moves is needed. Another, if you're quite flexible, see if you can bring your right elbow down and your left elbow down, and that shows you've got good flexibility in that right hip area. So this is called lizard. So if you can do lizard quite easily, you're probably fairly flexible in your hips area. Okay, and then from here, hands outside the right foot. So we're going from a low lunge into half splits. So we're taking our hips back and coming onto our right heel and pushing the right heel away a little bit and feeling the stretch in the hamstring. And wiggling the toes side to side for a deeper stretch in the hamstring. And then especially if you notice you're quite tight in the outside of the leg, you can take your toes to the right and keep pushing your chest forward, pushing your bottom back. And we could make this movement dynamic, so coming back into the low lunge and lowering the shoulder below the knee, maybe lowering the elbow down, then stretch the right fingertips up, and then hand outside the right foot to go back into your half splits. So if there's any move I would do, I would be doing this one kind of over and over again. So stretching up, and then right hand inside the right foot, coming down with that elbow or the shoulder as low as you can, and then going back into your half splits. And then coming forward and taking the hands now onto the right thigh one at a time into the high lunge, which is a deeper stretch for the front of the thighs, the quad muscles, the hip flexors. So this is really good to help you feel as though you're freer, running strong if you're a runner or a cyclist, if you sit at a desk a lot. So then if you want to challenge a bit more, we can stretch the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Or bring the hands behind the back and interlock the fingers, draw the shoulders behind, draw the shoulder blades together and bring the hands down towards the floor, drawing the chest forward. Okay, and bringing the hands back either side of the right foot. Stepping the right foot back and the right knee onto the floor. And now all that again on our left side. Maybe first of all adding some of the cats and cows. And stepping the left foot in between the hands. So first of all our low lunge, and we can try that twist first of all. So right hand underneath the right shoulder and left fingertips come up towards the ceiling. You can have your left hand on your lower back and try and draw the chest over to the left. You can look over your left shoulder or just look to your left. And then stretch the left fingertips up. And left hand comes down inside the left foot, and then we see that thing with the lowering the shoulder. So the left shoulder could be above the left knee, or see if we can lower it below the left knee, or lower the left elbow and the right elbow to the floor in the lizard. We could try again, stretching up, left fingertips up, and left hand down, lowering down again. Lifting up again, stretching up, breathing in, breathing out to bring the hand down, and then going into the half split. So left hand outside the left foot, and taking our hips back, walking the hands back, coming onto the left heel, sliding the left heel forward a little bit, toes towards the face, chest forward, and we feel the stretch up the back of the left leg. Again, we can add those toes side to side. Then we can keep the left toes over to the left side. Still trying to bring our chest forward for a deeper stretch. And then we could add all those moves together from this lunge. So low lunge, and then right hand down, lift up to the left, and then left hand inside the left foot, lowering down to the lizard if that's available. The more you do this, I promise it will become achievable. Lifting up and taking the hips back into half splits. And left foot forward again. Then come into the high lunge. So left hand, right hand on the left thigh. So this helps to bring the hips a little bit lower. And lifting the arms up if you would like a deeper stretch. So fingertips really stretching up towards the ceiling. And then hands either side, bringing the hands either side of your left foot and drawing the left foot back. And again, we could do those cats and cows for lengthening and strengthening of the spine, keeping our spine young. Okay, so now we're going to come onto our front for the Sphinx. So the Sphinx, our elbows are just underneath our shoulders, and we're drawing our chest through a little bit if we can. So this for some people might be quite intense on your lower back. So just be mindful, notice if there's any twinges. If there is, maybe bring the elbows a little bit forward, so that's less curve in the back. So here, this is extension of the spine instead of flexion. Flexion is probably what a lot of us do all day, or a lot of our day. Out of 24 hours, maybe 12 hours is spent flexing the spine. So even just say a couple of minutes in Sphinx each day helps to counteract the flexion of the spine. And it's also a nice stretch for the abdominals, undoes the, say, the sitting or cycling, running action. And then press into the elbows to lift up slowly. So a gentle child pose, just stretching the bottom back onto the heels. Maybe wiggling the hips side to side. And lifting up slowly for the final stretch, which is butterfly. So if you're in butterfly, it's nice to sit with your back against the wall, just to encourage the back not to round. So we want to keep the spine as straight as possible, with our chest lifted forward, and with the feet placement. You can have the feet quite close into your body or the feet further away, it's up to you. And we just butterflying the knees up and down to
exercise, great for reducing or helping to prevent sciatica, great for stretching out the glutes, the inner thighs, the hamstrings, quads, great for posture. We try to remember to sit up tall. So after this sequence, you should either be ready for a good night's sleep or ready for training, a race, running, or just a good day where we've managed to circulate a bit of energy, a bit of this synovial fluid around the joints and the muscles. So sometimes if we get stuck, like the discs are fused in the spine or the hips get tight, the energy sticks and becomes dormant. So this is kind of awakened energy in your body. So again, you could do Sphinx for say 2 minutes and butterfly for 2 minutes. Really easy, quite easy to remember how to do those two postures. You don't have to think about where we're looking or which foot's in front or anything, just quite simple postures. Okay, so stretch out the legs and hope you enjoyed and hope you feel a bit more rejuvenated maybe, or relaxed, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.